Hey everyone, Mackenzie here again, and today we will be doing another live. Sorry about the shakiness and everything. We're actually traveling to our next freedom and get some things done. It's going to be exciting, so stay tuned for that. Per usual, I'm going to just give you guys our mission statement in case some people haven't been on to see it. So our mission is to be a convoy of information. We are not affiliated with any groups or organizations. We're here for awareness only, and you guys can decide or choose what you guys think, fact or fiction, on the things we say. And we would love to know how you guys feel about it, what you guys are opinionated about. I have somebody else recording just because of the car being so shaky. It's hard for me to set it up anywhere. So if you guys leave any comments, I might have my video taker read them out loud. And then you guys, with what I'm going to be talking to you about, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the bioengineered stuff. So if you guys take anything from it, I would say do your own research. We are just here to make you guys aware of the research and what we had found. And some of it might not quite be correct because memory is not very good with me. So do your research, look up any information, find out what you believe in or what you can find on it. Hopefully you guys are sitting down, relaxed and ready, because we have a lot to talk about today, because there's a lot to do with this. It goes back so far. All of this is crazy. So what I'll do is I will start with the simple statement of the definition, because the food bioengineering is going to be a little bit confusing, because we are confused about it too. So here's all we kind of have is the definition. They don't really have necessarily what that ingredient is. They don't tell you where it is or what kind of chemical or what kind of item or whatever. They just tell you this definition, and what they have is it's a food that contains genetic material that has been modified through certain laboratory techniques, and for which the modification could not be obtained through conventional breeding or found in nature. But if you think about it, what would those techniques be? Like, what kind of chemicals or what kind of laboratory items are they putting into our food? Like, it never really, we've tried to look it up, so if you guys can find out, if anybody says any, like, has any information, if you guys could let us know, that would be amazing, because we were honestly so confused on that. We are trying to figure it out, and we seem like we're just hitting rock bottom, I guess, whenever it comes to that. We've tried to look everywhere, and there's just nothing on it. So if anybody can find that information and see what even the chemical or whatever it is, that would be amazing. Because it is something that I just really don't get. I don't understand it. There are 4 different labels. So, stamp. I don't think any of the items that I will be showing you guys have the bioengineered stamp on it, but it's literally just a circle label with, it says bioengineered, and then it has like kind of like a farmy look to it. You would understand it if you saw it, so I would just do your research and look it up and try to find that. Then there's also the digital code, which actually is on the Coca-Cola. The digital code is just a little smart label, and what you'll do is you will get close with your camera on your phone and zoom in on it, and then it will send you to a link. And then once you open the link, it will tell you exactly the information about what it is, the ingredients, and 9 times out of 10 it will tell you bioengineered, because a lot of them, when they have scanners, are bioengineered ingredient items. They also have like a contact phone number on there. So if you find any item that has like a call this number, for, yes, Takis, the Hot Nuts Fuegos, they have both a scanner and a call number. So if you call the phone number on it, they will send you to a line that will tell you what is in it, and 9 times out of 10 it will let you know that it is bioengineered. So it's very smart to kind of keep an eye out on that stuff. And then last but not least would be a line of text. So a lot of these would be like Campbell's chicken noodle soup. It has on the bottom here, it contains a bioengineered food ingredient. But there's also sometimes which I get bothered by this too, because it's like, how does it possibly or may contain it? Like, you would know if it contains it or not. But the brand cereal, it says may be produced with genetic engineering, if I could speak. But yeah, it says may be produced with genetic engineering. But if you think about it, there's so many different other ways we found too. Like, there was one time I was looking at something and it said partially produced with engineering. And so just keep an eye out on any of the engineering labels that you can find. They're on everything. Like, even if you have to take your phone around and start scanning them if you see scanners. That's what I've been doing a lot actually, and it's a bad habit, but I just am so peculiar about what I eat now, because I don't want the engineering that they have going on, and I don't want to have issues with my body, because the side effects are actually really harmful to you. So some of the side effects that we've found and researched on is it is toxic to the body. So not only will it destroy your body, it will give you sometimes allergic reactions. And even if you're not allergic to anything, those GMOs can, or bioengineered ingredients, can make your body have an allergic reaction. It also will make you antibiotic resistant, as well as where you are no longer able to be immune to sicknesses. So when you get sick, you will feel terribly ill, and you'll say, okay, I want to take some medicine for it. You go to take that medicine, and it won't do anything for you, because the bioengineered foods will completely take down every antibiotic that you will take. So it'll just make it all worse. It can also cause you to get a loss of nutrition. So your body will start not getting the nutrition that it needs. And lastly, the one that really bothers me a lot is the cancer. Years back, nobody ever, or at least you rarely ever saw cases of cancer. And now everywhere you look, so many people have it. And it's because of the foods we're putting in our body. And we need to start looking into that. We need to change what we eat. We need to start doing different protests kind of things, I guess you could say. We need to stand up and say, you know what, we're not going to buy these items. And go to your local grocery stores or your local farm markets and different things like that and get those items. Those items are so much better for you than the ones you buy in the store. If you go to a store, the outer side of the inside of the store will 9 times out of 10 be things that are actually good for you, because that'll be your meats, your fruits, your vegetables. So I would say we suggest to steer away from the center aisles. Stay away from the center foods. A lot of that box stuff, a lot of the packaged, like the baggy stuff, like the cheddar broccoli pasta side, that actually says that it was bioengineered as well. So if you keep an eye out on the items that you get, you will see that a lot of it is bioengineered. So I would just say stray away from the center of that, because that is where a lot of the negative foods are, the bioengineered stuff is. So I kind of have myself a couple cue cards, so if you see me looking down that, I know there's a little bit more research that has to be done, so this is just like one scenario of how far back it goes. The genetic engineering based on the recombination was pioneered in 1973 by American biochemists Stanley N. Cohen and Herbert W. Boyer, who were among the first to cut DNA into fragments, rejoin different fragments, and insert the new genes into E. So in 1973, they were already doing this. So that's been quite a while ago, and I know it might have gone back, or I'm thinking it might have gone back further too. So if you guys look it up and find the information on that, you could let us know or put it in the comments, or whatever you guys really want to do, because it goes back pretty far, and it's been going on for a long time. So it started out as GMO, and it went from GMO to bioengineered ingredients. It's kind of like how they did with that Common Core. The Common Core in the schools, they had changed it because of how negative persona they were getting off of it. They changed it to different names. And here's just a few examples of what they are. Like in Wyoming, they called it the Wyoming Content and Performance Standards. Or in Ohio, they have it as Ohio's New Learning Standards. And in Maine, they have it as Maine Learning Results. So there's a few examples of kind of how they did it with Common Core. So they're doing the same thing with this bioengineered foods. They are using the original name, which is GMO, which was just genetically modified organisms, and they're changing it to the bioengineered food ingredients, or bioengineering in general. And it's basically the same thing. They haven't really, there's not much difference to it. They just changed the name to make it sound better, I guess you could say. All of the information is a lot, so if you guys get a little bit of confusion, or you guys feel like some things might be incorrect, like I said in the beginning, I would just keep looking up information. We know back in 2001, Pringles actually had went through a recall for having bioengineered foods, and it was the potatoes. And so what I would say is it goes back into how far back this goes. I mean, if that was going on in the beginning of the 2000s, and the two men who created this back in the 70s, it's like it goes back for a while. And I know there is so much more information that could come out of it if you guys look into it. It's a lot. like I said before, like the farmers markets, the local places, the easier stores, I guess you could say, that would have your natural, your raw foods in the best state that they can. Because once you add all of these artificial things to them, the foods are not as healthy for you. And that's where this bioengineered stuff comes in. We know that I would do more research on this part too, but the farmers are really struggling because a lot of this affects them too. So I would look up any information on that because it is harmful and it is really hard on them as well. That's kind of basically the gist of what I have today. But I just know it is so hard on your body. For instance, I was hungry one day, and I was like, you know what? I went through everything. All of this is bioengineered. I was like, I don't know what to do. So I got told, okay, go back and get a chicken noodle soup. That's what this one is. So I did, and I was all excited to have soup because I was craving it. And I go back, and like I said earlier, it said on this can contains a bioengineered ingredient. I think I had the biggest meltdown I have ever had in my life. I screamed so loud that probably the whole entire town heard me because I was so distraught and upset about finding out that it was in what I wanted. It's like everything you want or you just gotta keep an eye out because it's in everything in some way or another. 75% of the foods, I'm not joking, 75%, you can even look it up, 75% of our foods have bioengineered or GMO ingredients in them. So, and that's a lot. That's only leaving us with 25% of regular, normal, natural, raw foods. And that's not a lot when you think about it. And I think if enough of us stand up and enough of us say, I'm not buying these products, then it might make a change. Maybe they will stop it. I mean, they might not completely stop it, but they'll cut back on it. And we can make a change as one, not as just a few, but as one. I would say those labels, really look at them because they can really catch you off guard. I know sometimes they'll say and do things on there, they'll have it hidden. Like if you notice, I don't have one with me. I was going to bring one, but I forgot. But a ramen noodle packet. If you lift the little flap to where you're going to open it, underneath that flap it says contains a bioengineered ingredient. And that's where they get you. They hide it so you can't see it. And that is where it affects us because if you don't see that label, if you don't see that sign, you won't even know it's in there. And then you'll go to eat it and you'll start harming your body. You don't know it's in there half the time, and you start really harming yourself. And it's bad, and it is crazy, and it needs to be fixed and worked on. So, again, everyone just make awareness, and you can pass this information along, maybe have other people watch this, and tell them to do their research, because a lot of people don't know about this. A lot of people don't even realize that the GMO got switched to bioengineered ingredients. A lot of people don't know a lot of this stuff. So if you guys could just do your research and get information. think I'm gonna just kind of cut it off from here though, because I know I've kind of said everything and I'm just gonna bore you guys at this point. So thank you guys for watching, and as always, you guys have a wonderful morning or night wherever you guys are, and thank you guys for watching. Love you guys.